Hello. Okay. Good day to everyone. Thank you for coming into this channel of this Precise Trader live signals. Okay, as we know that we are trying to come in regularly with live signals, and we are trying to do things so that we can be as one of the service provider for you to make you yourself a better trader. Okay, so now what we are trying to do is, okay, we are trying to trade with you together. So at least, like we are also going in to take the trade and also put in trades for you, and we do it. In fact, this morning we gave some signals because I think we were not able to come on live, but we took some trades. Okay, I just want to share with you how did this trade go about. Okay, we did the euro dollar. We in fact right now we sold at 11,145, and right now the trade is still working and is making about 17 pips. And morning we gave a pound which gave a profit of 35 pips, and the dollar yen was stopped out. Okay, this dollar yen scalping, it was stopped out at one. We shorted at 144.30, and I think it went to a high of 144.70. Okay, and right now this is trading about 144. I mean, right now this is making money. In fact, but we got stopped out. Okay, then I think we also did a couple of momentum trade. Okay, then the momentum trade. Okay, this Aussie yen, I think, in fact, it's already started. I mean, it's making money, and the Aussie dollar also, it was filled on our live account, but unfortunately, what happened was this time trade we put in this is expired. But in actual fact, okay, without another 1 hour, then probably this trade would have got filled as well. Okay, now let's go into current market condition, current market. So what we are going to do is we are going to discuss the market and at the same time give you the signals. Okay, feel free to ask if you need, if you are interested in any markets, we can always discuss because this is the opportunity we are looking for to put in trades. Okay, now as of now, we look into it. We always look more or less. I'm just sharing with you how we decide to trade and how we take in trade. Okay, and I hope this screen is big enough for you to see. If not, okay, let me zoom in. Okay, right. Okay, now if you look at it, in fact, the data that is going to be out is tonight. US is about 10 o'clock. Okay, the data that is let me double check what is the data. So at least like we need to have a proper so-called proper method, so what we do and how we do things. Okay, so now if you look, okay, we have a consumer confidence at 22 hours, okay, which is another 5 hours, and also followed by Richmond Manufacturing Index on the US. So apart from that, I think 9 o'clock there is one S&P CS composite. Okay, I mean, I don't think that would be a big, but of course the consumer confidence, that would be a good data to stay focused. Okay, so now we coming back to this. Okay, as of now, okay, what we do, since we are already into the second time belt, okay, meaning we are already into the second time belt is already, sorry, into the third belt. It's the third belt. Second belt is already finished. So if you look at it, okay, the pound, okay, this is showing that this is above the previous day high. Okay, all this, see, all this informations, you gather, you write it down, then at least you know where to enter and where to put your stop loss and so on and so forth, right? So right now, as of now, okay, we see that pound dollar, that means cable is trading above the previous day high, which is 33.60, which we were expecting, and also the dollar sing. Okay, this is trading below the previous day low. Okay, as far as the 360 is concerned, okay, 360, which is the current time belt which we are in. In fact, out of this 360, 2 hours is already gone. So that means we only have another 4 hours left. 4 hours left on this time belt. So we look at this time belt. Most of these trades right now, this is all in a range trading, or this caught in a congestion within this high and low. Okay, the high and low is of course for euro dollar is 11105 and 11145. Uh, uh, Pound is 13330, 13380. So we look, of course, we can trade any one of these currencies, but we will tone down. Okay, we'll tone down. The next thing is we look into the PT zones forex. Okay, so this one also gives you a clue. See what it does is different tool works in a different algorithms and gives you signals in a different way. So now when we look at this euro dollar, I mean here euro dollar is flat. So overall is flat, but the previous day is mixed and the weekly is weak. So this tells you that we should be looking to sell euro dollar, which I think we already shorted and we are holding that trade. Okay, now we'll see whether we can enter another trade based on this. Then the pound, current 360 and current 720 is still flat, but your previous day is trading at RL3, which is well supported, and the weekly is also well supported. So on this note, if we were to sell, I think we have to look to sell near um, the resistance level. Okay, in fact, morning we did put a sell, so of course we have to reinstate and we have to change the time. So then the trade will continue to work its way out. So now we are planning to sell euro dollar and we are planning to sell pound. Okay, let's do these two together, then we'll see. Then finally we go into the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard will tell you, of course, uh, where is trading, whether should we be doing, the entry, exit, stop loss. All these informations will be derived from here. Okay, now we are going to sell euro dollar. See, the decision first, we decide what to do. We will take from the system, then we will get the levels, then finally we tally it with the chart, then we put the signals, and this is how we have to do it day in day out without emotions controlling us at any means. Okay, so now we are trying to sell euro. Okay, if you look at on top here, this will give you the whole bird's eye view of where the market is trading, whether the high or low or whether within the range. So if you see, this is literally is within the range. So we got to make a range play on this. So range play means, okay, directly it tells you that you got to enter a trade, then you got to exit within the low. If you are going for a sell, exit within the low. If you are going for a buy, then you exit within the high. So if you look at on the low, since we are going to sell euro dollar, we got to exit before current day low is 11105, previous day low is 11085, and previous week low is 11070. So these are the key levels for us to take note that we want to go for a sell. I mean a profit before these levels. Okay, on the other hand, the selling levels should be near the high because this is a range play. So today's high is 11150 and previous day high is 11175 and previous week high is 11190. So we have all these levels, key levels, and all these levels are called benchmark levels. So that means we should be looking to sell near 50 or near 70 or near 90. So these are the levels of selling point. Okay, so now when we come into actual trading, okay, we of course we tone down and we come into the lowest time frame, which is the 360. So now we have an answer. So that means looking at this, I want to sell at 111 triple five, 11135. So these are the two levels of selling. And definitely I want to exit before 111000 or 9095. So not beyond that. So because this is going to be. So now this would tell you that what kind of trade we are going to put in. So this trade is going to be a scalping trade. The reason being is because this is a range play trade, and this is going to be a very tight range, and we are going to put in this as a scalping trade. So when we look, we are already into this trade. Okay, we are holding this trade, and we still want to continue. And I think the target, if we need to do any adjustments, this is where we do. See, the way how you do things is usually you put in a trade, then whenever you manage the trade, then when the next time bells comes in to play, you got to do your adjustments. So right now, if you see the current day high is 50, and we have put in a stop at 70. Okay, we are already into the play. We shorted at 45. Since this is already started to make money, okay, we will wait. We'll give some more time. Now what we do is we try to reduce our uh, uh, stop loss by 10 pips. So in other words, okay, in the event something happens, if it goes up, we will be only losing 15 pips, but we will be making 45 pips if our price target is reached. So on this note, okay, we don't want to do any trade for scalping because this is already there. So now then we go into the day trading, okay, because remember we also have a sell and this trade we have put in at 23:30. That means we have another 4 hours 30 minutes left. Okay, there is a very high chance that if the data comes in bad, we may get a spike up. Okay, we may get a spike up. So now what I do now is, okay, now I plan to change my trade. I put in as 11160. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to 70 and the stop loss may be this, and also my TP is 111. And now I am extending my time. Okay, I'm extending my time until tomorrow 7 o'clock. So that means I would want to wait for this trade to work its way out even while we are sleeping. Okay, that means you let the market work, even while you are sleeping. If we get it, of course, we will be happy, we'll be getting fortunate, we will get the trade. If you don't get it, it's fine. We'll go on to the next trade. See, because you see, the opportunity is huge. So we don't force ourselves to go into the trade. We don't force ourselves to push ourselves to be in any trade. Okay, now next trade. Okay, next trade, what we are going to give is we are remember I told you I want to sell pound, but the thing is pound is making higher highs. So that means I am planning to sell at the resistance. Okay, when we get the levels, okay, we go back to the system. Okay, I want to sell at daily RR2. Okay, these are my selling levels, daily RR2 and weekly RR2. So these are the most key level, for a turning. If you go further, the next level I'll be looking to sell is near monthly RR5. Okay, of course, you for those of you who are coming in first time, okay, you may not know what I'm talking about, but as we go on, I think you should be able to understand what we are doing and why we are doing these things, right? So now the next thing is we take down all this. Okay, I'm going to sell a daily RR2, weekly RR2, and monthly RR5 and previous day RR2. So what you got to do is you got to go and check all these levels and see what will be the best levels for you to take a trade. And that's how you choose the levels. So now we go into daily. Okay, I just show you your previous day RR2 is 133.95. Okay, Let me try to slightly zoom in. Okay, so now 133.95, you take down that level. Then daily RR2, that is 13415. Okay, and also I have 134, so 13395. So that means 13395, 134, 13415. There is a huge congestion on the market. So what we can expect is, we can expect this market to try to turn around that level. Okay, next, when we go into the previous day, okay, previous day I think we have already seen, we have already recorded. Then we look at the weekly, which is 3395, and remember monthly is RR5. Okay, RR5. So you just have to choose. Okay, RR5 is at 3415. So there we got it. So there is a huge congestion at 33.95, 34, 34.15. Okay, and if you feel you feel that might be too near, of course the final would be the current 360 high, which is 30, 34, 35. So now I've already got an answer. So I would be going to sell at 134.35 or 134.15. Okay, my stop loss is anything above that, because this market is making a higher high. Okay, another thing you must also understand is, okay, there's two things you need to understand. One is the market. See, when we look at the current week high, this is 3385. And by any chance, if the market moves below 3365 or 3340, 3340 will be a better level, because this is moving into the selling zone. Okay, so that means we can take note one. That means as long as the 33.45 is not broken or breached, we can expect the price to test the high. And on the other hand, if by any chance if the 33.45 breaks, then chances are we may have seen the high. Okay, so now this is how you play the game. So now I want to sell this. Okay, I'm going to put an order, and of course we have seen the 33.85, because you remember when we look at our resistance zones, it was 33.95, 133.95, 134, 34.15. See, you always remember that the market may turn at precisely at the levels, or the market may turn before hitting that levels, or the market may turn slightly breaking above this level. So any one of these three probability will work. Okay, so now we are going to sell. Okay, now if you are selling, we are only going to go for a sell. Okay, two things you must understand is, one is we try to sell at the high, and we try to sell if the market breaks the low or market turns. So these are going to be our two perception. Okay. Okay. Now we have decided this. Okay. Let me go into the chart. Then finally we are good to go. Okay. Now let me remove this, so at least you get a bigger screen. Okay. Okay, so now when I look into this trade, okay, now looking at this chart, okay, you see, I look at system, okay, I decide what I want to do. I'm a seller, and I'm trying to sell near this. But when I look into the system, I mean, when I look into the chart, okay, it gives me a different picture. It tells me that there is a very high probability that the high may have been seen. Okay, the reason being is we are seeing a divergence, and we are seeing the price is already started to turn, and we are going to see a pivot high, once this low breaks. Okay, now what I conclude is, okay, after I looking at the chart, okay, I don't hesitate. Okay, I'm good to go. So now I decide to go in as two types of trades. Okay, two types of trades. One is a momentum trade, because I know that this trade has already changed. Okay, one more thing I want to emphasize is, okay, the system would also tell you, okay, the system would also tell you whether the market has turned. Okay, this is another clue I want to share with you. So when you look at into the trend map, you see the trend map is telling you that we have seen a red on the 15 minute, we have seen a red on the 30, and we have seen a red on the 60. So that, in other words, now the system is telling that, okay, the system is also telling that the market has already made a high. Okay, now we are good to go. Okay, you can take this trade. Okay, this is a momentum trade, and let me change the trade. Okay, now I'm going to sell. See, momentum means I do a ad hoc trade. Ad hoc trade means whatever I see on the market, I just hit it. Okay. Then since the high is 85, so probably I may want to put at 90 or 92. Okay. Then my TP, because since this is going to be a first time, we have to expect that 33.30 to break, 33.25 to break. If it breaks, then we may see 32.80. So there's two ways which we can put in the profit. Either you put in at 32.80 or you put in uh, at 33.25. So there's two ways which we can trade, but this is going to be a momentum trade. So what I would want to do is, okay, I want to put in the trade, I want to get into the trade, and I'll wait. Okay. So on the other hand, okay, since this is an opportunity, okay, I want to go on a scalping trade, but I don't want to fight for the break of the low. So now what I decide is I try to sell slightly higher. If I get it, I mean, I'll get it. If not, it's okay. Then I'll try to exit before 30. Remember, 30 and 25 are the key levels. So this one, I would want to put an expiry for 2 hours. So within these 2 hours, if I get it, I'll go for the trade. If not, then I'll let go this trade. Then I'll wait for the next trade setup. Okay, you just see how confidence we are doing things, and we don't want to get so-called like we don't want to get ourselves complex with too many things, too many issues, too many things. You just look at the platform, look at the chart, then we are good to go. We'll put in the trade and let the trade works. Then you manage the trade. That means you manage the trade. That will another whole bunch of things which we will guiding you, we will be teaching you, then you can follow. Okay, now let's go to the next cross. Okay, now we are looking into dollar yen. Okay, now you see dollar yen right now, I think this is already looks like it has already turned on the hourly and 2 hours. Okay, sorry, let me change the screen. Yeah, on the 2 hours. So now uh, 240 is flat, 360 is flat, daily is all flat. Okay, so now what you got to do is you got to get the levels. So that means dollar yen, the range is between 143.55 and 144.70. So that means if I'm planning to go for a sell, I try to sell near 144.70 and my stop loss should be above that level. Then on the other hand, if I plan to book my profit, I got to book before 143.60. Or if you feel right now, I'm not sure what is trading now. Okay, now is 144. So maybe 143.85. So that would be another level. But of course, we need to ask ourselves whether there is a very high probability of chance of it breaking low, or whether there is a very high chance of it coming up, all this. Okay, the next we go into the PT zones, and PT zones is also telling you a signal on the 6 hours. Okay, market has already turned down. We are seeing a red, and once that 143.90 gives way, then more weakness is expected. That means the market is expected to come down. And for the 12 hours, we are only seeing weakness. There is no strength. And daily, we are seeing some strength, and the weakness is coming in, and so is the weekly. So this is how we see more or less. Okay, we have to understand that 144.70 is a key level for us to pay attention to. Then 143.55 is a key level for us to pay attention to. If it breaks, then we may see a bigger profit. Otherwise, we may see going to be in a range. Okay, finally, we come into the dashboard. Okay, dashboard is these are the key levels to pay attention to. Okay, so what the dashboard is telling me, see, the beauty of dashboard is sometimes, it will give you the best level of entry point, right? So when we look into the dashboard, what the market is telling you, see, you notice this is a 6-hour dashboard, and it's telling me that I have a resistance at 44.35 and I have a support at 43.90. Once the 43.90 breaks, then the market is expected to see weakness, and we can see the price moving towards 143.20 and 143. So this is the message we are getting from the dashboard. So that means, you see, when on the left, when the market is going down, there is a big support at 142.30. So in other words, if you are planning to hold for a bigger profit, this should be your exiting point. That means this should be your maximum exiting point. So now we come in. Of course, you see, earlier on I said that 143.50 is a key level, and the daily dashboard is telling me that 143.50 has to break for weakness to be seen. Otherwise, this market is going to be in a range between 143.55 to 144.70. Okay, more or less we have got all the answers. So that means I want to sell, and I want to sell at 144. My stop loss is 144. Okay, let me give you a tight stop loss. Okay, based on this. Okay, you see, your current day high is 70 and your current 360 high is 50. So we take these two levels as a narrower stop loss. That means I decide on tight stop at 55. So that means I don't want to go 75 because the market is already made a high at 360, which is the current time belt. So I decide 55 is my stop loss. 43.85 and 43.55 has to break. If it breaks, then we can see the price moving lower. Otherwise, it is going to be in a range between these two levels, and I'm good to go for the market once I decide on the chart. Once I see the chart, then once I'm convinced that where I want to take a trade, then I let go. So now when I look at the chart, okay, you look at this, okay, and you see the thing, another thing I want to tell you is, okay, we can also predict the uh, entry exit time. Okay, this is also, we will be guiding you, because I don't want to confuse with too many things. Okay, right now if you look at the trend map, okay, I'll tell you where would be your best entry point. Okay, where is the best entry point? Okay, let me share that screen again. Okay, now we go to the trend map. Okay, this would be giving you the best entry point. Remember, I want to go for a sell. Okay, so now when I look into this thing, right now I only see 15-minute is showing some strength, 30-minute is still flat, and right now the time here is 1924. So that means this strength is going to last for another 6 minutes. Okay, worst scenario, the another 30 minutes we may see, and we can see the maximum profit of, entry at 144.15. So now I got an answer. That means what I'm going to do is, there's two things. One is I decide to go for a sell now, and there's only 15 pips risk if I'm an aggressive trader. Then I'll put my stop. Remember, my stop is 14455. There's no change. Always remember your stop loss and your so-called your entry, we should not change. The target should not change unless we have a valid reason. But on the other hand, your entry point can change. we can have like first entry, second entry, add-on entry, so on. We have a few types of entries. Of course, that will be slowly we will be sharing with you that as well. Okay, now I want to sell. Okay, I mean, I'm not in a hurry because I got another 5 minutes. I know that this 15 minutes can go for another 5 minutes. So probably I may want to sell at 144.05 or 144.10. Okay, now coming back to the chart. Okay, because this is where we need to see. Okay, now when we look into the chart, okay, the thing is, right now, this market is showing like a pattern failure. It's a make or break scenario. If it breaks this level, it's going to go higher. Otherwise, this is going to break lower. And when we look into the chart, okay, I don't want to exit uh, below 35 or 40. So that means if I see the break, then I may decide to re-enter. But on the other hand, I don't want to take a big risk on this. Okay, now looking at this, okay, then definitely I want to exit before 55. So now I got a call. Okay, now I already got what I wanted. So now the 55, we put a stop. I think this is acceptable level. If you think you want to put another tight stop, okay, what I can suggest to you is that would also our system would give you. If you feel you want to go for a tight stop, then what we can do is we can bring this 360 dashboard into the play, and 35 is where the selling level started. So 40, that would be another stop loss. Okay, so now I am convinced, and I've looked at the chart, and I'm also convinced what kind of trade this is going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell at 144.05. Okay, stop 40, and remember I got to exit before 55. Okay, that means, but the condition is of course 143.80 has to break. So if it breaks, then I may make 45 pips on this trade. And this expiry, since I'm entering close to the market, I don't want to give too much of time. So probably I'll give 1 hour, 1 hour validity. So this would be until 2030. So for those of you who feel you want to get into the trade, you may hit the market. Okay, you may hit the market. But if you feel you want to wait, I'll let you decide. But this would be a, a good trade setup which we are looking at, and this can give you about 45 pips rewards and 35 pips risk. Okay, so now another thing what I want to tell you is, see, now the thing is, you see, there's so many things you can do in Forex, especially you sit in front of the screen, you trade, you do, and if you notice, see, every 1 2 minutes I am giving a signal and I am giving you a call. Okay, so it's not like where others, I know some of them, they sit, they wait for the setup. Sometimes you got to wait for like few hours. So we just give you the setup straight away, and you just have to sit in front of the screen and you just have to monitor and you have to manage the trade. Okay, now another trick or another clue I'm going to give you now is, you see, the euro dollar is weak. Dollar yen is strong. That means dollar yen is weak. Dollar yen is weak. Huh? Just pay careful attention. Huh? So euro yen and pound yen would be a fantastic trade to look for or pay attention to. So now I look into this true. See, the reason why we do all this is we do all the crosses, then we will choose the best opportunity, then we do. Okay, now we go into euro yen and pound yen. Okay, because these two are a good bet because yen is getting weak. Yen is getting stronger, and euro and pound are getting weaker. So this is expected to give us a bigger profit. So it's running down. Okay, let's focus on euro yen. Okay, euro yen, if you see, is flat on the 140 sorry, 240, 360 and all. So we have seen weakness on the 120. So that means the 2 hours has made a high, and right now the market is trading at 16020. So we don't expect the price to go beyond 161. So this is the key level. So for tighter level, of course, we can look at 160.80, but 161 is the key level. That means I want to put my stop loss above that level or near that level, right? So now what we got to do is, okay, we need to know what is the low. The low is 60, 10, 60. So all you got to know is if the low breaks, then we can see a bigger profit and we can see more profit or bigger profit. So the only thing is we have to make sure that whether the low will break or not. That's the thing we need to ask ourselves, and we have to see whether we can do that, right? So now when we look into this, okay, I've already given you the euro yen. My stop loss is 161.10. Okay, now based on the PT zones, okay, you look at it. Okay, we are seeing weakness on the 360 because we see two colors are red. That means more selling are coming in, and the selling is expected to accelerate once your 360 RL1 breaks. Okay, so and the same thing on the daily, we have already seen weakness. So this is expected to accelerate once these two levels break. So of course we need to find out what are the levels and what is the maximum target we can get. Okay, by the way, I'm just letting you know my dollar yen is order is filled. Okay, we shorted at 144.05, and we have put in a stop at 144.40, and we are working at 143.60. Okay, so now we have to know that the 160 breaks, the next critical level is 159.50, 159.25, and all these are important levels. Of course you can derive it from the dashboard. Okay, dashboard is, I know I keep saying that this is the most powerful tool. Okay, so now if you look at the dashboard, okay, the dashboard is telling me that, okay, we are right now is trading at 60.30. 60.75 is a selling level, and 59.85, 159.85, this level is a very critical level for the bulls, and once it breaks, we expect the price to move lower towards 159, even 159.20. So of course when you look into the highs and lows, okay, the highs and lows of all the time belt, that means you see all the informations are here, whatever the informations you need. See, that is the beauty of our system. Rather than you go into the chart, you do it individually, you write it down, you may miss out. So now we look at it. Okay, all it's telling you is your current day low is 159.25, and your previous day low is 159.05, and current day high is 161.10, and your current 360 high is 161. So that means the weakness has just started about 2 hours ago. So there's so many informations that I get it from the system. So I get so much of information, so many informations, then I use it, and of course, we use it with confidence, then we trade. Okay, now the selling levels. Okay, now I want to sell at 60.40 or 60.50. Okay, so this is my selling levels. My stop loss, two ways I can put my stop loss is, one is 161.05 or 160.80. This is going to be a tight stop. That means 160.80. Okay, if I'm going to be a conservative trader, I want to exit before 159.90. And if I'm an aggressive trader, I wait for this level to break. If it breaks, then I may see lower another 70, 80 pips. Okay, of course, since euro being weakness, euro dollar and dollar yen or dollar yen is also weak. Yen is strong. So euro yen is expected to break and go lower, right? Okay, now we look into the chart. Then we confirm, then we get into the trade. Okay, we look into the chart. Okay, this is telling you whatever information the system is giving you. Okay, you can always tally it with the chart. Okay, believe me, you can always tally it with the chart. So if you look at it, see earlier on the support it says 159.85 and the chart says 159.90. Then there is a important level at 159.25 and 159.05. All this. So looking at this, I feel that I want to exit before 159.50. Okay, and my selling level would be 160.50, and my stop loss would be 80 or 85, because this is going to be a very tight stop. Because the reason is, this is going to be in a range. Until this level breaks, we don't see any big movement happening on this market. Okay, but even though like it's saying that euro dollar is weak and dollar yen strength, I think it's going to be a range play until the break is going to happen. Okay, with that, I'm ready to take my trade, and this is going to be, because this is going to be a range play again. So I would want to sell at uh, 160.50 or 55. Okay, let me see the chart one more time. Yeah, I think we can put 50. Okay, let me see whether there is strength on the. No, there is no strength on the 15 minute and 30 minutes, but it's going to be in a range for the next 30, 50, 30 minutes high is 160.55. Okay, so maybe I want to put at 160.50. Okay, and 80, 85 as my stop, and I want to exit before 160. Okay, this is a 20 pips move I'm looking for, so I don't want to give much time for this trade, so I'll just give about until 21 hours. So that means another two, no, 1.5 hours. Sorry, 1.5 hours. So I'll just let this trade work for another 1.5 hours. Then we will see how this thing is going to work. Okay, so the next trade we are going to look for is pound yen. Okay, remember pound is we are going for a sell, and dollar yen is coming off. So pound yen is a sell. So we look into the PT zones. Okay, let's say we look into the PT zones. This is telling you that, okay, the 12 hours weakness, no strength. Excuse me. Your 360 is mixed. We need to see a break of 192.10 for weakness to be seen, and the high 193.30. Okay, this is I'm not sure whether this is RR2. Okay, RR2 of daily and weekly. So if that is the case, then probably that would have been a good level of entry. Okay, 93.30. Okay, so now we go into the dashboard. Okay, let me also see the 60 minutes as turned down. Okay, now 30 minutes showing strength. Yeah, 120 is down. So that means we don't see the price going above 193.35. Okay, so that should be our stop loss. Okay, now we scroll in to see pound yen. Okay, now it's 92.65. So 92.90 is a selling level, and 92.05 is a support level on the 360. So in other words, we try to sell and we try to exit before this. I mean, of course, if this 192.05 breaks, then we may see the price moving lower. Otherwise, this is going to be a range play. Okay, then when we look at your current high is a current week high, current week high, all current high, and usually when the high happens, you see where that level of high is possibility, the possibility is 45 and 70 on the previous day, and um, on the daily is 93.10 and 93.40 and 94.10. Okay, these are the key levels. So there is a high probability that that might be the high for the day. So we want to sell near 192.90 or higher. Okay, 92.90 or even 93.10. Then uh, we will try to exit before 10. Okay, let me change the screen. Okay, so this is pound yen. Now we are seeing resistance at 92.90. So market is moving up. Okay, we can see 80 or 90. Okay, and 93.20 or 93.40. That should be your stop. Okay. Then I definitely I want to exit before 92.10 because the reason being is this is going to be the support. Of course, if it breaks, then we may see the price moving lower. Otherwise, we may want to just exit before that level. Okay. So the exit level, because since this is going to be okay, I want to exit at 92.40. Okay, 40. So 40 is my exit point. So based on the exit, based on the entry, okay, then I know that this is going to be a scalping trade again. And this one we'll try to sell at 192.90, 193.25, and 192.40. Okay, there's a 50 pips move what we are looking for. And again, this expiry is I don't want to put in or fight for the data. So what I intend to do is I want to uh, if I get an entry before the data, I'll go for it. Otherwise, I would I would I wouldn't want to uh, stay on that. Okay. So next, of course, I can keep going on. Okay, what we are trying to do is okay. What we we conclude this session at this time back, and hopefully once we get a full-fledged uh, life, then if the group getting bigger, then I can spend more time. That means you see, I can go on like this for at least for another 1 2 hours. So it is all up to you all to see that whether this session was it useful and worthwhile for you, and also how effective is it. I mean, there's two things. One is see whether you find it useful and interesting. That's one. Second thing is, okay, well, we did make money and it was on the dot and we made money. So these are the two things we need to consider. But I definitely, as we go on, I think we'll be getting better and better, and we will be giving you a full-fledged service whereby you can really learn and become a full-fledged trader. Okay. Any questions or anything, please try to be as interactive as possible also, because you see, the more you be interactive, okay, the more encouraging is for the presenter, especially when we are presenting, I mean, of course, we are here to learn, we are here to share the ideas, and we are here to share the knowledge and expertise. But it would be good if you can uh, acknowledge, meaning, just subscribe to our channel and also acknowledge saying that, okay, this session was good. At least, you can stay with us as we go on. Okay. So the next session will be tomorrow. I'm not sure what time is the session. I think tomorrow is, let me see, Wednesday. Wednesday, I think it should be around this time, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we would be sending you the link and we will be sending you the uh, messages. And tomorrow, I think there isn't any data around this time, so I think we can continue, right? Okay, so with that, I think I just want to conclude the session. And once again, thank you for coming and showing interest on our product. And we want to excel and move forward with your support. And please, you know, bring in your friends, whoever is interested or doing in this industry, so that we can get the big group bigger and bigger. Okay, thank you. Good night. I'll see you again tomorrow.